A very good morning to one and all. Today, I'm going to discuss about formulation of LPP in for the minimization problems. So this topic is there for MBA first year, second semester students in operations research subject. Okay, already in the previous sessions, we have discussed how to formulate LPP in case of maximization problems. And today I am going to discuss about how you have to frame the formulation of LPP in minimization problems. So let us see how you have to formulate. Later than we can move with graphical method or in terms of in simplex method, whatever the method it may be. But now first you have to understand how you have to formulate either the problem is given in minimization or in maximization, how you need to formulate this linear program. Okay, so before that, in the previous two sessions, we have discussed about the maximization problems have been given, that is regarding the profits they have given in the problem for us. And now we are going to discuss about minimization problem, that is in terms of cost if they use, in what way you need to formulate. That we are going to discuss in today's session, right? So let us see some problems related to minimization problems, right? So yeah, see the example. The Sure Set Concrete Company. This is the problem. This is with an example, and I'll tell you the solution. Okay, you just note it down. Take a paper or a book and write it down. The points what I am telling. The Sure Set Concrete Company produces concrete. So there is a company called Sure Set. It is a concrete company, and what it produces? It produces concrete. Okay, so in this they use two ingredients. So while producing concrete, they use two ingredients in concrete. So one is sand, and the other ingredient is gravel. One is sand and the other ingredient is gravel. Okay, so this is that the company is using two ingredients. One is sand and the other one is gravel. And also they have given regarding the cost. So what is the cost of sand? Cost is 6 rupees per ton, and the cost of gravel is 8 rupees per ton. Already they have given regarding the cost. Try to understand the difference between the previous problem that what we have discussed and this problem. In the previous problems, they have given regarding the profits, but in this problem, they are discussing about cost. See, cost. Okay, the cost of 6 rupees per ton and 8 rupees per ton for gravel. Okay, and so next come to the next line. The sand and gravel together, see that the problem, the sand and gravel together must make up exactly 75% of the weight of concrete. 75% of the weight of concrete. Also, no more than 40% of the concrete can be sand. Also, no more than 40% of the concrete can be sand. And at least 30% of concrete be gravel. 30% of concrete be gravel. At least 30% of concrete be gravel. So this is the problem. And each day 2000 tons of concrete are produced. Each day 2000 tons of concrete are produced. So to minimize the cost, how many tons of gravel and how many tons of sand should be purchased every day? Should be purchased every day. So this is the problem they have given. The Shoreset Concrete Company is a company which produces concrete, and the ingredients that they use to produce concrete are sand and gravel. Sand and gravel. So the cost per a sand is 6 rupees per a ton, and per gravel it is 8 rupees per a ton. Okay, so up to here you understood, right? And the remaining thing are the constraints that they have given. The constraints that they have given. So first of all, what they said, ma? Both the sand and gravel together. Sand and gravel together. They has to make. So it means that the combination of sand plus gravel. Sand plus gravel must be exactly 75% of the weight of concrete. 75% of the weight of concrete. So already here they have given every day. So each day there are how much the concrete they used to produce, ma? So 2000 tons of concrete is being produced, and among that, what they said, the sand and gravel must produce exactly 75% of the weight of concrete. So what is the weight of concrete here? The weight of concrete is 2000 tons. The weight of concrete is 2000 tons. So among that 2000 tons, 75% must be the combination of both sand and gravel. It means that sand plus gravel is equal to 75% of 2000. 75% of 2000. So that's what they are saying. And other one is also no more than 40% of the concrete can be sand. So this constraint is related to only sand. So what does it mean? More than, no more than 40%, no more than 40% of concrete can be sand. So 2000 into 40%, right? 40 by 100. So whatever it comes, the answer, that will be the constraint for it. Now let us see when we are discussing about the solution. Next what they said, ma'am? At least 30% of concrete be gravel. At least 30% of gravel should be a gravel. So 30% of concrete be gravel. So 2000 into 30 by 100. So whatever the answer that we get, that we have to link up with gravel itself. Gravel itself, right? So each day they used to have 2000 tons of concrete which are being produced. So what is the main problem for Shoreset Concrete companies? To minimize the cost. What they are thinking? They are planning to reduce the cost. They are planning to reduce the cost. So how many tons of gravel and how many tons of sand should be purchased every day? Should be purchased every day. So leave about the how much we have to purchase. First of all, for this, let us write how you have to frame the LPP model. Okay, ఈ problem కి LPP ఎలా చేయాలి, that we will discuss in today's session. Did you understand the problem? Whether this problem is related to maximization or minimization? First, you have to identify the objectivity, right? What is the objective? You need to define the objective first. So whether it is related to maximization or minimization. నేను చెప్పానని కాదు, I am telling, I have said that I tell you today minimization problems. By that, don't think that this problem is related to minimization. Okay, so think that while you are studying this example, wherever have you identified any sentence or any wording related to profits? No, right? Only you are thinking here. So in the second line, they have given regarding the cost. In the third line, they have given the cost, right? So leave the last sentence. So here, when the problem is related to, first you have to remember while you are framing or while you are coming to solve the LPP, whether the problem is related to maximization or whether the problem is related to minimization, that you have to identify firstly. So first you have to define the objective. So which problem is this now? This problem is related to minimization, right? So let us solve this solution now. Okay, so let us solve this problem. Define the objective. So what is the objective? Maximization or minimization? Minimization. So minimizing of, here what they asked, how many tons of gravel and sand should be purchased each day? Sir, right? Every day. Okay. So minimize daily cost. Minimizing the daily cost is the objective of this problem, right? Now, let us see, when once the objective is framed, what you have to do, ma? You have to define the decision variables. When once the objective is framed, you have defined the objective, right? It is a minimization problem. That's enough. Next, come to the next step, that is decision variables. That is the decision variables, right? So in the decision variables, how many ingredients are there for us here? We have two ingredients, right? What is that? One is sand and the other one is gravel. So you have here two ingredients. We get decision variables 2. Let it be x1 be the tons of sand purchased. We don't know, right, how many tons of sand is purchased per a day, and we don't know, that's only we have to find, right, how many tons of gravel is being purchased per a day. So that we don't know, right? So that only you have to identify, that thing you need to identify. Okay, so we don't know, so the decision variable I am defining, let it be as x1 and x2. You can call it as x and y also, it is not a problem, but we follow the common tenure, let it be x1 and x2. So while you are defining the decision variables, let x1 be the tons of sand purchased, and let x2 be the tons of gravel purchased, Okay, did you understand the two things? One, you have to define the objectives and you have to define the decision variables. So these two you have defined, right? There is no doubt up to here. Now let us see the next one. See, when once the decision variables have been framed, what is the next step that we have to do, ma? You have framed an object, you have defined the objective, you have defined the decision variables. What is the next thing that we have to do? You have to frame the constraints, right? You need to frame the constraints. So to frame the constraints, so what are the things x and y? What is what is x1? X1 is a sand. What is x2? X2 is a gravel, right? So see the problem here. Sand and gravel together must make up exactly 75% of the weight of the concrete. The sand and gravel together must make up exactly 75% of the weight of concrete. So what is the weight of concrete here? Every day, how much concrete is being produced, ma? 2000 tons. So this is the weight, and among that 75% you have to do. So see, let us come to the slide. Yeah, see the sand x1. So we thought let it be sand be x1 and gravel be x2. So the sand and gravel together must make exactly 75% of the weight of concrete. So what is the weight of concrete here? 2000 tons, right? What is the weight of concrete, ma? 2000 tons. So now let us write the equation. Let us write the equation, ma. So see this x1 and x2. It means that sand and gravel together. Together means kalisi ani. It means that kalisi ani. So x1. So I am writing the equation. See x1 plus x2. x1 plus x2 is equal to how much they said, ma? They must make exactly annar ikkada. See the problem. In the problem they have this given together must make up exactly. They have given exactly. Exactly in the sense you should use equal to. It is not less than or greater than. But in Chippala Manakui, in the problem it is not given that it is greater than or less than. They have said that together they must make exactly. So x1 plus x2 together, right, is equal to exactly annadu kabatti we have wrote equal to how much they said, ma? 75% of the weight of concrete. 75% of what is the weight here? 2000. Here is 2000, right? So right now solve this one. 75 divide 75% in the sense you can write it as 75 divided by 100 of ante into mark into 2000. 75 divided by 100 into 2000. So what is the answer that we get, ma? Are you everybody are ready with your calculators, right? I think so 75%, 75 divided by 100 into 2000, into 2000. So the answer is 1500. The answer is 1500. So write the equation, ma. X1 plus x2 is equal to, what is the answer? What is the answer for us? 1500. So this is the constraint. This is the constraint. X1 plus x2 is equal to 1500. Why you wrote equal to here? Why didn't you write greater than or less than, ma? In the question itself, they said exactly. The question itself, they said exactly. So that you wrote equal to. And why did you wrote x1 plus x2 plus why did you wrote here? They said that sand and gravel together must make. Together means x1 plus x2. So how did you got this 1500? How did you got this 1500, ma? If 1500 ela vachindi? The problem itself they said 75% of the weight of concrete. 75% of the weight of concrete. So 75 divided by 100 into what is the weight given in the problem? 2000 in the problem. So if you solve that, you get an answer 1500. So this is the constraint. Subject to, you have wrote the constraint. X1 plus X2 is equal to 1500. This is the first constraint that you have wrote. Are you clear? I think you are clear. You understood. Yeah. Now let us see the other constraint. Up to here the problem is finished, right? 75% of the weight of concrete up to here you wrote. And the other one what they are saying, also no more than 40% of the concrete can be sand. No more than 40% of the concrete can be sand. See this. What they said, ma? No more than. I am highlighting this also to make you understand. No more than 40% of the concrete can be sand. So what is sand? We thought it is as x1. So x1 is equal to 40% of 2000. x1 is equal to 40% of 2000, right? So here they said no more than. It means that it is less than or equal to. This, how you wrote this less than or equal to, ma? It is no more than. Ante more than 40% you should not do. Ante kada, then meaning no more than in the sense it is equal to 40% or less than 40%. That's what they are telling. No more than in the sense less than or equal to 40%. Okay, to make confuse you, they will ask you like that, but you don't confuse. Why? Because you should be very attentive that you have to, where you have to use less than, where you have to use equal to, or where you have to use greater than. Okay, so they make you in different ways. That okay, no more than, and it means that it is less than. Okay, you know more than. More than means greater than. What here they are telling? No more than. No more than means it is less than. So x1, here they are talking about x1, right? So I wrote x1. x1 is no more than in the sense less than or equal to what? How much percent here they said, ma? 40% of the concrete. 40% of the concrete. So 40% of 2000. 40% of 2000. It means that 40 divided by 100 into 2000. So what is the answer that we get, ma? 40 divided by 100 into 2000. You get it as 800. 800. So the other constraint that what you got is x1 less than or equal to 800. x1 less than or equal to 800. I think you are clear with the second constraint also. Already the first constraint you have wrote, I have highlighted. So those are the constraints. x1 plus x2 is equal to 1500, and the next one is x1 less than or equal to 800. Less than or equal to 800. Clear? And the other constraint also is there in the problem, right? See, what is the other one, ma? At least 30% of the concrete be gravel. 30% of the concrete be gravel. Without seeing the slide, can you guess whether this is related to x1 or x2? Gravel in the sense we are discussing, we thought let gravel be x2, right? So x2 is equal to, so see, let us see the problem. See, at least 30% of the concrete be gravel. So gravel in the sense here x2. So how you have to write, at least in the sense, at least means minimum 30% anna undali. Other than that it can be more also. Other than that it can be more also. At least in the sense compulsory you have to do 30%. You have to do 30%. Other than that also you can do. Other than that also you can do. So that's why here at least in the sense regarding which one we are writing, gravel. So gravel is x2, right? So x2 is greater than or equal to, x2 is greater than or equal to, here what is it for us? At least 30%. At least in the sense minimum, it is compulsory that they have to complete 30%. Other than that, they can do. So, greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to 30% of 2000. Here, what is 2000 here? What is 2000, ma, here? The weight, daily what they produce. So, every day, each day, 2000 tons of concrete is being produced, right? So, that 2000, with that only you have to do. So 30% of 2000. It means that 30 divided by 100 into 2000. 30 divided by 100 into 2000. So what you get answer there? If you solve this, you get 600. You get 600, right? So x2 is greater than or equal to 600. Greater than or equal to 600. So I think the constraints, they have given three constraints for us. One is exactly 75%. The other one is no more than 40% of sand, at least 30% of gravel. So that three constraints they have given, and we have solved three constraints, right? Up to here, do you have any doubts? Yeah. Now I will write how you formulate. See this. So this is how we formulate. The objective here. What is the objective here, ma? How many you have taken? The daily, it is minimizing of daily cost. So minimize Z is equal to minimize Z is equal to, well, here already we have taken two values, right? X1 and X2. What is here 6 and 8? What is here 6 and 8? See in the problem. Already in the brackets, they have given that regarding the cost of sand and gravel. 6 and 8 rupees per ton. 6 and 8 that they have written, right? So, we will write minimize Z is equal to 6x1 plus 8x2. In the previous problems, we used to write max Z is equal to, and we used to write the profits, right? But it is a minimization problem. In that, you used to write the cost. You used to write the cost. I think you are comfortable. So, minimize Z is equal to 6x1 plus 8x2 subject to the constraints that we are going to write. So, what is the first constraint we have written, ma? X1 plus X2 is equal to 1500. So, see, X1 plus X2 is equal to 1500. And the next one, X1 less than or equal to 800. The same we have wrote. And the last one, X2 is greater than or equal to 1600. X2 is greater than or equal to 1600. And the last, what you have to write? Non-negativity constraint. So, whatever it may be, the sand and gravel, do we get the negative values? We don't get, right? So, do you produce minus 20 sand? Can you get it? No. So, the values, the variables which you take must always be non-negative. That also you need to mention. Okay, x1 comma x2 always greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0. So, this is how you need to formulate. Okay, you need to formulate the LPP for minimization problem. Now, for maximization, you used to write MAX, right? But here, you need to write minimization. It is a minimization problem, right? We are discussing about cost. So, minimize Z is equal to 6x1 plus 8x2 subject to the constraints. X1 plus x2 is equal to 1500. X1 less than or equal to 800. X2 greater than or equal to 600, where x1 comma x2 greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0. I think you understood. Yeah. And I'm not discussing about how to solve this problem. I'm just telling about how you have to formulate. In the next sessions, we used to discuss how to solve the problem. So, before solving the problem, first of all, you need to understand how to formulate this one. So, the equations, whatever you frame, right, and how you have to frame. This is one important thing. Okay, so for that only, I am taking more sessions to give examples, to give various examples for maximization or minimization for each and every model. Okay, yeah, I think you understood. Shall we move to the next problem? Have you wrote the problem? Yeah, in the previous problems, I have given that everything I have given in a tabular form. And by looking at the table, you just wrote the values. It is an easy for us to formulate, but in case if this is if they give a problem in a theoretical way, you only have to formulate a table and then only you have to write, right? So if the in the question paper, if you get such type of problems, it will be a very difficult one for you. In some question papers, you get a direct formulation, that is, they give directly this as a question and ask them to solve by using graphical method or by using simplex method they used to ask. Okay, but if they give in this way, it will be very difficult for you. Okay, so that's why I am telling more classes to understandable purpose to you. Okay, I think you understood minimization problem. Shall we move to the next problem, ma? Yeah, you can type me in the chat box if you have any queries, right? Yeah, see the next problem. A manufacturer produces two types of models. A manufacturer produces two types of models. One is M1 and the other one is M2. So a manufacturer used to produce two types of models, M1 and M2. Each model of the type M1 requires 4 hours of grinding and 2 hours of polishing. So M1 requires 4 hours of grinding and 2 hours of polishing. Whereas each model of type M2, each model of type M2 requires 2 hours of grinding and 5 hours of polishing. 5 hours of 2 hours of grinding and 5 hours of polishing, right? So the manufacturers have 2 grinders and 3 polishers. The manufacturer is having how many grinders, ma? 2 grinders and 3 polishers, and each grinder works 40 hours a week. Each grinder works 40 hours a week, and each polisher works for 60 hours a week. Each polisher works for 60 hours a week, and this is regarding the week that you have to understand. So the profit on M1 model is 3 rupees. It is not 300. Don't think that. It is 3. So the profit on M1 model is 3 rupees, and on M2 it is 4 rupees. So whatever is produced in a week is sold in the market. Whatever is produced in a week is sold in the market. So how should the manufacturer allocate his production capacity? How should the manufacturer allocate his production capacity to the two types of models, to the two types of models, so that he may make the maximum profits in a week. He may make the maximum profits in a week. So this is the problem that they have given, and no table is there for you, and now you have to solve the solution for this one, right? So let us see the problem. Try to understand, be attentive. Yeah, okay. So there is a manufacturer. It is a manufacturing company is there. Let it be some XYZ, and it produces how many models? It produces two types of models. So the first model is M1, and the second model is M2. It produces two types of models, M1 and M2. And each model of type M1 requires, so for a model M1, it requires, there is one model, that model is M1. It requires 4 hours of grinding. It requires 4 hours of grinding and 2 hours of polishing. M1 ane model tayar cheyadaniki, it takes time. They have given you the time, that is 4 hours for grinding and 2 hours for polishing. So that is for M1. That is for M1. Whereas the model, the other type M2 requires 2 hours of grinding and 5 hours of polishing. M1 kochi 4 hours grinding it will take and 2 hours polishing. Whereas for M2 it takes 2 hours for grinding, 5 hours of polishing. For polishing it takes 5 hours. So this is what the two models of M1 and M2 requires time that they have given. So up to here I think you understood. And the manufacturer is having how many grinders he is having, ma? The manufacturer is having 2 grinders. He is having 2 grinders and 3 polishers. So how many grinders are there with the manufacturer? He is having 2 grinders, right? And he is having how many polishers? 3 polishers he is having. So come to the next sentence, next point. Each grinder works 40 hours a week. See that the problem, each grinder. So how many grinders he is having? 2 grinders, right? So he's having 2 grinders and he said in the problem only regarding each grinder works for 40 hours a week. Each grinder works for 40 hours a week. You should not write only 40 there, right? So 2 grinders, no, 2 into 40 you have to write that. So see that if there is no each ane padam ledankondi, you can write 40 hours a week. But here in the problem they have given each grinder. So here how many grinders we have? 2 grinders we have. So 2 into 40 you have to write. So that you have oka chinna wording kanaka miss ayindanukondi, you can't formulate. So that's the importance why I am telling you in depth. So try to understand the problem. Even each అనేది తీసేసామనుకోండి problem వేరే విధంగా ఉంటుంది. Okay, that the equations that you write will be different. And also here each polisher, here also they have given each polisher works for 60 hours a week. Each polisher works for 60 hours a week. Okay, and see that the profit on M1 model, profit ichesadu. In this problem they have given about profit. Profit in the sense this problem is related to maximization or minimization? Maximization. Profits in the sense we profit antene maximization. That you have to keep in the mind itself. So whatever the point you are there, if the problem is given related to profits, it is maximization problem. Cost గురించి ఇస్తే it is minimization problem. అది బండ గుర్తు, మీరు అది ఎలా అయినా గుర్తు పెట్టుకోండి. That you have to remember. So the profit on M1 model you get, ma? The profit on the profit on M1 model is 3 rupees and the profit on M2 model is 4 rupees. Profits ekkada istaru, that only you have to write in maximize z is equal to, we write no, max z is equal to objective, that variable we used to write, right? So objective maximize z is equal to 3x1 plus 3x1 plus profits pakkane, the profits whatever they give, that you have to mention in max z equation. Ante adi ala gurtu petteskondi. So don't involve these 4 and 3 in constraints. That doesn't come in constraints. You can't write that one, right? So 3 and 4 you have to write where you have to write, ma? In the objective function, right? In the objective function that you have to write max z is equal to, that you have to. So whatever is produced in a week is sold in the market. So ikkada em jarugundante, whatever it is produced, even if you produce M1 or even if you produce M2, whatever that is going to be sold in the market. Okay, now the manufacturer got a doubt that he thought that you need to allocate the production capacity. You need to allocate the production. Why? Because he is having uh, two grinders and three polishers, right? And the M1 model is requires 4 hours of. So each model ki okate grinding, okate polishing unda? No. So one model is having some time and the other model is having another time, right? So he got a thing that whatever the things, unless whatever the products has been done, just selling those products in the market. But now what he is thinking that he needs to allocate the production capacity. He needs to allocate the production capacity. Why? Because the two models timings of production is different. Yes. So what he thought is his production capacity to the two types of models need to be allocated. That's what he thought. So that he thought he can make profits. He can make more profits in a week. That's what he's telling. Yeah, this is the problem. Huh? And how you have to solve this problem. That let us see. Yeah. What are the decision variables? So how many number of models? So how many types we have? Ma? Only two models, right? Two models, then you get only how many variables? You get two variables. So let decision, first see the decision variables. Let x1 and x2 be the number of units. Let x1 and x2 be the number of units of M1 and M2 model. So x1 is the thing in a week that how many M1 models should be manufactured, and x2 be the thing that in a week how many M2 model of production model of products production should be done, right? So we don't know how many we need to produce M1 model in a week and how many we need to produce M2 model in a week. So that I take that let x1 and x2 be the number of units. Now write the objective function. You can write first. Those are the decision variables. Let's come to the objective function. Since the profit on both the models are given, right? Since the profit on both the models are given, and we have to maximize the profits. So they have given regarding the in the problem what they have got, ma? They have said they have given only regarding the profits. So if in the problem they give you regarding the profits, you have to answer. You have to maximize the profits only. So maximize z is equal to x1 and x2 are the variables. What is this 3 and 4? Where did you got this 3 and 4? Already here they have given the profit of M1 is 3 rupees. The profit of M2 is 4 rupees. So this is what we have wrote. Maximize z is equal to 3 is the profit for x1, 4 is the profit for x2, right? So we need to maximize the profits. That's why we wrote maximize z is equal to 3x1 plus 4x2. 3x1 plus 4x2. I think you understood. Yeah. Now, so once the objective function has been framed, you need to develop the constraints. You need to develop the constraints. So now let us see how we will frame the constraints. Here we have in the problem we have two constraints. There are two constraints, one for grinding and the other one polishing. That you understood, right? So you have two constraints, one for grinding and the other one is for polishing. So the number of hours available on each grinder for 1 week is how many, ma? How much? For each grinder, the work is 40 hours. We work on 40 hours a week. So how many grinders we have? Here that they have given in the problem is each grinder. Each grinder. So each grinder, your number of hours available is 40 hours. So we have how many grinders, ma? Already that was discussed in the problem. the manufacturer is having two grinders. So there are two grinders, hence the manufacturer does not have more than that. అంతకన్నా మించిలేవుగా ఉన్నాయి రెండే. So 2 into 40. It means 80 hours of grinding. It means 80 hours of grinding. So, and in the problem they have given M1 requires 4 hours of grinding and M2 requires 2 hours of grinding. M1 requires 4 hours of grinding and M2 model requires, it was there in the problem, right? M1 requires, see this here, in each model of the type, M1 requires 4 hours of grinding and 2 hours of polishing. That was there in the problem, that we are writing. So M1 requires 4 hours of grinding, M2 requires 2 hours of grinding. Then we will write the constraint for grinding now. So see this, 4x1 plus 2x2 is less than or equal to how much? How many hours here? Already we have seen how many hours? 80. 80 how we got? For each grinder they have given. You should not write less than or equal to 40. Here why? Because they have given each grinder, right? So 2 into 40, 80 hours. So 4x1 plus 2x2 is less than or equal to 80. This is the constraint for grinder. You may ask me, madam, in that they have not given less than, or exactly also they have not given, more than also not given. Nothing is given, it is less than or equal to. If they wants to give equal to, they will give exactly. If they wants to give greater than, or if we want to write greater than or equal to, then they will give in the problem that it must be at least. In that way they used to give, but here nothing is there, right? So that a minimum it is 4x1 plus 2x2 is equal to 80 or less than or equal to 80. So this is how we write the constraint for grinding. We have wrote the constraint, right? Next, the next one is, sorry, the next one, the next constraint is for polishing. We will write the next constraint is for polishing. Since there are how many polishers are there, ma? We have 3 polishers. This is mentioned in the question itself. And the available time for polishing in a week is 60 hours, right? 60 hours. So 3 polishers, 3 into 60, 180. 3 into 60 is 180. So M1 requires 2 hours of polishing and M2 requires 5 hours of polishing. 2 hours of, M1 requires 2 hours of the, and M2 requires 5 hours of polishing. So we have to write 2x1 plus 5x2 less than or equal to, not 60, you have to write 180. So you have to write 180. So this is the another equation. This is the another equation. Did you understand, ma? Did you understand the constraints, how you wrote less than or equal to 180? So finally, let us write the formulation of LPP, ma. Max Z is equal to 3x1 plus 4x2 subject to the constraints 4x1 plus 2x2 less than or equal to 80, 2x1 plus 5x2 less than or equal to 180, x1 comma x2, it is a non-negativity that we every time we have to write, okay? X1 comma x2 are always greater than or equal to 0. So this is how you write the objective function. I hope you understood, ma. Yeah. So this is how you write the problem. And in the next session, we would conclude, we will tell some more models. Yeah. Okay, we'll tell some more models. Okay, ma, I think you understand. I hope you understood. Okay. Thank you, ma. Thank you, one and all.